Hey, when you think of nature, all right, you might not think of your own backyard, but right outside your back door is where nature starts.
And one way to help nature is to make sure your yard supports those very important pollinators. And it's more than just bees that we're talking about this morning. Joining us via Zoom to show us how is Chris Kaiser, the president and CEO of Turf Mutt Foundation. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
So tell us about Turf Mutt Foundation. What are you?
We're the education arm of a trade association that's Washington, D.C. based, the Outdoor Power Equipment Institute. We own a big trade show in Louisville, Kentucky, and it's the education arm of both of those. So we've reached 70 million kids, teachers, and families.
Well, when it comes to pollinators, obviously the first thing that comes to mind are bees. And with children who are definitely afraid of bees, I'm not sure I want them in my backyard, but there are other pollinators we can help.
Absolutely. Wide range of hummingbirds, butterflies, a lot of different insects, bats, all kinds of insects and birds pollinate.
Wait a second.
And the bees will leave you alone if you leave them alone. They're core critical. The key is to plant flowering plants that will attract them and at different times of the year. Plant flowering plants that will flower throughout the summer and spring. A lot of different, particularly in migratory pattern areas, different flowers at different times is what they need.
I just want to clarify, you said bats?
You bet. Bats are a pollinator.
Didn't know. Brand new to that information.
Yeah.
Wow, bats are pollinators too. I didn't know.
Yeah. So, you're talking about having different flowering plants different times of the year. Is there any other guidance that we should know, as we put things in the ground and we think about pollinators?
The key is right plant, right place. And that goes for a lot of things in addition to flowering plants. But if you know your zone, and so if you go to our website, turfmutt.com, it'll tell you where you live. What's important is to plant plants that are right for your climate zone, your climactic region. They won't need additional water or support once they're established. Again, animals and insects need different flowers at different times. And so that's key, is to plant flowering plants that'll flower throughout a season. Now, what you can do, you'll see behind me in the picture on the wall, a lot of very small flowers will come up in the spring like clover. And if you set your mower height up just a little, that will leave those flowers in place for bees. Bees need early flowers. And again, those migratory birds, they're looking for a place to rest and recharge when they fly over. They'll fly over at different times. Again, that's a lesson plan for kids that we put into schools or with the United States Green Building Council, is knowing what is flying over. So if you plant what they want when they need it, they'll stop, rest, and recharge. And a lot of birds will simply stay. If you give them what they want, they'll stay where they are. But you said it right early in the setup. Nature starts at your back door. Nature is resilient and they've adapted to us. Most of us live in man-made areas. So give them what they need.
I love that, right plant, right place, and I love how this website spells it out for you. It shows you your region, shows you the plants. You got it very simple. I guess the next question then is, why is it so important to do this?
It's core critical. Without pollinators, we don't eat. So you need a pollinator to pollinate the plants that frankly create the food that we eat. And they're critical in a number of different ways. And so we live in a man-made environment. And oftentimes we're planting things that are convenient or easy. It's not just purposeful. You can plant something that's unique to your yard or your green space or your outdoor space, and you can do it in an apartment with a patio or a pot on a porch. It's amazing what a butterfly bush will do, a single plant in a pot. But we have got to help pollinators live in this man-made world. Without them, we don't eat.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, so critically important, and it's something that's pretty easy for all of us to do. You guys have a lot of information. Where can people learn all of these things and know, what's the right plant, the right place, right time?
It's at turfmutt.com, and we tell it from a dog's point of view. So Mulligan, the turf mutt, who frankly is laying right here, we tell from a dog's point of view. No one knows your yard best than your dog. Again, right plant, right place. It's all about STEM education, photosynthesis. Remember, all those plants are creating oxygen. They're absorbing carbon. They're slowing runoff in addition to providing pollinator support.
Perfect. So much, Chris. Thank you so much for this information. We learned a lot, and I'm sure we'll find exactly what we need at turfmutt.com. Thanks for the time this morning.
Thank you.
You bet. Hey, we're going to be right back with today's financial segment. It's brought to you by Jacobs Financial Services. Stick around.